Hi, and welcome to show number 10. I'm wearing color. You see, I can do it if I want to. Don't want to. Anyway, we're going to talk about a few things here. Back to our anxiety and panic. Whoever you are, male or female, even children, suffer from anxiety and panic. And I think a lot of that can happen when your self-esteem is very low. When children go to school, other children are mean and cruel at times to the underdog or the kid that might not have the nicest clothes or any of that. And that's a tough road. But when you're an adult and you're trying to live your life and pay bills and you're hit with it, that's a tough one too. So it never gets easy. You know, it's interesting. I was with someone a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about dysfunctional families. And as he was talking about this, and he says, well, you come from a dysfunctional family. I looked at him and I said, no, I didn't. I never looked at my family as dysfunctional. Are they? Yeah, probably. But I never looked at it that way. I mean, I looked at it as they were all crazy a bit. We laughed a lot. My grandmother had a tough road, and she got through it, and she was a woman who spoke her mind, and she basically raised me. My mother, she suffers from anxiety and panic, but she doesn't call it that. She calls it, I have a nervous stomach. So when my friend was saying to me that, I never thought that I was a victim, ever in my life. I mean, I probably have been through quite a bit, and we've shared a lot on these short shows, because I don't want to make them too long. But that's when I realized I really am a survivor. And you can be a survivor. I never thought of myself as a victim of my family or the circumstances that I was in. I mean, my father was married 9 times. And 3 times of those, not counting the 9, was to my mother. My mother loved one man, only one man. She'd have nervous breakdowns every time he left. I never thought that was weird. I just thought I would never let anyone control my emotions. My grandmother, her husband was abusive, but she got out of the marriage, and she opened up a Greasy Spoon restaurant in Gary, Indiana. She was a fighter. So I think the attitudes during that time, no one ever thought that they were a victim or anybody was really dysfunctional. I think that's a new word that came up about 25 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, that people start using. The rules today are different than when they were growing up. Do you think Archie Bunker could get away with his show All in the Family? Everybody laughed. No one took it personal. And now today, so you're very much on guard. So when you're coming from a background, no matter what it is, and you could have had the perfect childhood, anxiety and panic will hit you. But all I know is I was not going to let it control my life or waste my life. And I realized that because my grandmother took care of my mother. She did everything for my mother. And when my grandmother passed away, Rosemary had a nervous breakdown because there was nobody there to take care of her. I mean, I was around, but I was living my life. And I did check on her. I did go in. I did all that I could do. But I made a choice then, her life or my life. And I chose me. And that might sound a little cruel, but it wasn't that I was going to let her not be safe, but I was not going to invest all my energy into that woman. And I call her that woman because she chose her life. She chose the way she was going to live. And you can too. Are you from a dysfunctional family, or do you think they are? Or are they warm, loving people that are very judgmental maybe? It's your call. But you don't have to be like that. You can be who you are, who you want to be. I always had a dream. Going through all of that, I always had a dream I would have a house on the ocean, a little cottage with my dogs. It took a lot of work, it took a lot of willpower, it took 10 years of anxiety and panic, but I reached my dream because I wasn't going to let it overpower me. We have one life and one life only, that we can make choices. We can say no to some things and yes to some things. And you can do it. So if you need to get up, go see your doctor, you find yourself hard to leave the house, or you're not taking care of yourself, go take a shower, go see your doctor, or go talk to your best friend, and start living your life. All these energies and toxic influences that seem to be getting to be a lot more now, you can't let them control you. The only thing you have control over is you and the people you love. You have no control over what's going on in the outside world. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. You might not like it. You might be against it. But you know what? It's the way it is. And you can't change it. But you can change you. And on that note, I want to thank you for all 10 shows. I'll probably come back with something else. I am going to do an 11th show about pet peeves. I think it's funny, and I think we need to have a little fun now. So again, I want to thank all of you for watching and listening, and I hope it helped. I really do. And, you know, I encourage you to email me at nofearwtony@gmail.com. Even after I finish doing these shows, feel free to do that. I'm there. And I might come back and do another show on anxiety and fear. But you're wonderful, and believe in yourself. No matter who you are, where you are, or what you're doing, you are wonderful. So until then, take care. Mwah.